Nearly 10,000 baby boomers retiring every day, and it will certainly have an impact across many sectors of the economy, depending on how they spend their golden years. A new survey by Merrill, Lynch and Age Wave gives us a better understanding of how retirees are spending their time and their money. Joining us now is Andy Sieg, head of Global Wealth and Retirement Solutions for Bank of America Merrill Lynch. Andy, good to see you. What is the biggest surprise here? To you?
Well, I
You're
think
like, whoa,
one
I
of the
didn't know
things,
that.
counter the conventional wisdom, happiness peaks when you're in your retirement years. I think everyone thinks that young people are the most vital, the happiest, but our survey clearly shows people think they're having the most fun in their life between age about 65 and 80. And so that was a real surprise to us. And I think when we took a step back, we realized if you feel like you have no time in your life, you're not alone, because Americans take less vacation. Even when they're on vacation, they're plugged into work. And so that people are pretty time poor. And what's out in front of us is an era of time affluence. As the baby boomers reach retirement, they're going to have a lot of free time. It's going to have a lot of impact on their well-being and also a lot of impact on the U.S. economy.
Well, how are they spending their money, and how much of their money are they spending when they're in retirement on leisure? And
well,
is that how much of a boost is that to the overall economic growth?
Well, we think out in front of us over the next 20 years, we're going to see a boom in leisure travel like we have never seen before as the baby boomers move into this phase of life. We think there'll be $4.6 trillion of spending around travel that the boomers are going to drive. And, that's going to ripple out into many other areas of the economy as well. And, and again, I think it's something that's underestimated today.
I think cruises. Cruises are easy. Is that? Do you agree with that?
They're hit or miss, the cruises. I think they're hit or miss. But I think what's a fact is that because of technology, the way we live our lives is differently. I run a venture capital fund, so maybe I'm talking my own book here. But technology allows you to work differently. It allows you to travel differently. It allows you to connect with people all around the world differently. And that's not going away. That's not a fad. That's just going to continue to enter our lives more and more. So I think people will be able to travel more and do more with their leisure time.
Well, I think 80 years ago, 90 years ago, work was grinding people down. They were working in the factory, they were working on the farm. Today, most people are information workers. They're in the service economy, and people now see work as something that's very energizing for them. It's where their friends are. They think if they're at work, it's keeping them healthy, and some of the most interesting things they have happening in their lives. And so that's why 72% of boomers say they're going to work either full-time or part-time well beyond age 65.
It's not for financial reasons because they didn't save enough?
No, interestingly asked, do you want to work because you have to or because you want to? 80% of people said we're working because we want to, and that was consistent up and down the wealth and income spectrum.
But I guess as technological development has moved on in terms of our devotion in this country to work, has that hurt us in a way? Because as you pointed out, we're still, I guess, at the bottom of the ladder in related to how many days of paid vacation we get and take.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to unplug from work. And so 83% of people say, again, up and down the income spectrum, when I'm on vacation, I'm plugged into work in one way or another. I'm on the phone, I'm doing email. So it's very hard to get away. The good thing is, when we see this, essentially this time affluence come upon us, people are going to be flexible. And so they're going to be able to do work on their terms. It's going to be a level of freedom that we don't have today.
And so if they're still working, how are they going to have so much more time? Is it this time affluence that you're talking about? Is it retirement that people are having now, or are they just slowing down? What is it?
I think it's later life on their terms. They're going to be plugged into the workplace, but generally it's not going to be for the same company doing the same things that they have before. So we're going to see more part-time work. Kind of the gig economy is now going to reach later life. And I think you're also going to see people who may want to work for 6 months and then step away. And so it's a little more consulting oriented.
And younger people in their 20s, millennials, they actually have their eye on that. They will work in this career until they're 35. I've read research on this. And then after, or 45 rather, and then after 45 they'll do something different or something that requires less of their time.
I think that, that's so important, because this is not just about later life. This is kind of cascading across everyone's full lifespan, where you see young people, they understand one form or another. I may be working well into my 80s, so, the old pattern of go to school, start your family, retire at 65 has now been blown up. And so people, they're taking breaks, they're taking sabbaticals from work, they're expecting to have multiple careers. And so it's a different way of living than we've really seen before.
Andy Sieg and Healthier, thank you so much. It was great to see you.
Thank you. Great to see you.
And thanks for getting up so early for us.
Oh, thank you.